Hey everyone, welcome back to the show. I'm Olivia.
And I'm Ethan. And if you're new here, first of all, hi, we're really glad you found us. This is the podcast where we talk about real life, real growth, and the stuff nobody really teaches you in school.
Pretty much. School taught me the quadratic formula, but not how to handle a panic attack at 2 a.m. So, priorities, right?
Oh my God, same. So today's episode, I'm actually really excited about this one. We're talking about hidden superpowers. The real ones. The ones you already have, but probably don't even notice.
Yeah, and I think by the end of this conversation, a lot of you are going to walk away knowing exactly what yours is, or at least having a strong suspicion. That's the goal.
Let's get into it. Okay, Olivia, I want to start with something real. When did you first realize you had a strength that other people didn't?
Honestly, it took me embarrassingly long. I was maybe 24. I was working at this little marketing agency in Chicago, and my manager pulled me aside one day and said, "You know, people open up to you in like 30 seconds, right?"
Really?
Yeah. And I was like, what are you talking about? Because to me, I was just being normal. I was just listening. But she was like, "No, Olivia, most people don't do that. You actually hear people."
That's such a good example, though, because that's the thing about superpowers. They feel ordinary to you.
Exactly. That's the trap. We think, oh, if it's easy for me, it must be easy for everyone. And that's so wrong.
It's almost backwards. The things that feel effortless to you are usually the things you should pay the most attention to, because that's a clue.
Okay, what about you? What was your moment?
Mine was kind of funny, actually. I was in college, and there was this group project. You know, the worst thing ever invented.
The literal worst.
Right? And everyone was panicking the night before the presentation. People were yelling, somebody was crying, the slides were a mess. And I just sat down and was like, okay, we've got 6 hours. Here's what we're doing. And I split up the work, calmed everyone down, and we ended up getting an A.
Wow.
And afterward, 2 of my teammates told me, "Dude, you saved us. How were you so calm?" And I genuinely didn't know. I just thought that's how you handle a problem. You stay calm, you think, you move.
But that's a real superpower, Ethan. Staying calm under pressure, that's huge. Most people freeze or they explode. You did neither.
Yeah, but again, I didn't see it as special until somebody else pointed it out.
So, why do you think that happens? Why are we so blind to our own strengths?
I have a theory. I think it's because we grow up comparing ourselves to other people instead of understanding ourselves. So if you're naturally creative, but you grew up around super logical people, you start thinking creativity isn't valuable. Or if you're a great listener, but everyone around you is loud and outspoken, you think being quiet is a weakness.
Oh, that hits hard.
Yeah?
Yeah. Because that was literally my childhood. I have 3 older brothers. They're all loud, hilarious, athletic, very big personality. And I was the quiet one, always observing, always listening. And for years, I thought something was wrong with me.
And now that something wrong is literally the thing that makes you so good at what you do.
Right? Now I host a podcast for a living. Now people pay me to listen and ask questions.
Life is wild.
Life is so wild.
Let's give listeners some real examples. Like, what does a hidden superpower actually look like in everyday life?
Okay, great question. So, being a good listener, that looks like your friends always coming to you when they're going through something. Even friends you haven't talked to in months, they text you first. That's a sign.
That's a big one. What else?
Staying calm under pressure, that's when there's a crisis at work. Everyone's freaking out. And you're the one who quietly says, okay, let's just figure this out step by step.
Yeah, and people gravitate to you in those moments without realizing why.
What about creativity? How does that show up?
Creativity is sneaky because people think it only means art, but it's not. Creativity is when you can look at a problem and see 5 solutions other people can't see. It's when you can connect 2 ideas that don't seem connected. It's storytelling. It's cooking without a recipe. It's the way you decorate your apartment. It's everywhere.
I love that. So basically, if your brain naturally goes, what if we tried it this way? That's creativity.
Exactly. That instinct to remix things, to try a new angle, that's a superpower. And in a world full of people just copying each other, creative thinkers are gold.
Hey, real quick, if you're enjoying this conversation and want more English podcast episodes like this, don't forget to subscribe to the channel and turn on notifications. It genuinely helps us so much, and we have some really good ones coming up.
Yeah, we put a lot of love into these, so it means the world. Okay, back to it. Okay, I want to talk about 2 that are kind of related. Leadership and helping others. Because I think a lot of people miss these.
How so?
Well, most people think leadership means being the loudest person in the room. The CEO, the boss, the person on stage. But that's not actually what leadership is.
What is it then?
Leadership is when people trust you. That's it. That's the whole thing. If your friends ask you, hey, what should we do this weekend? You're a leader. If your coworkers ask your opinion before making a decision, you're a leader. If your little cousin looks up to you, you're a leader.
Oh, I love that. So it's not a title, it's an energy.
Exactly. And here's the thing. Natural leaders often don't realize they're leaders because they're just being themselves. They're not trying to lead. People just follow.
That's so true. My oldest brother is like that. He's not loud, he's not bossy, but if he says, let's do this, everyone does it. And he has no idea he has that effect on people.
Classic.
Okay, what about helping others? How is that a superpower? This one is huge. There are some people who, when they walk into a room, the whole room feels lighter. They notice when someone's sad. They remember birthdays. They check on you when you're going through something. They are the ones who text, hey, how are you really doing?
Oh, those people are angels. They are. And here's what kills me. Those people often don't think they're doing anything special. They're like, oh, I'm just being a decent human. But Olivia, most people aren't doing that. Most people are too busy. Most people don't notice.
That's true.
So if you're someone who naturally cares about people, who naturally helps, who naturally remembers the little things, that's a superpower. That's a rare thing in this world. Don't ever shrink it.
Okay, I want to bring up another one. Fast learning. Because I feel like this one is so underrated.
Yes. Talk to me about that.
So I have this friend, Maya, and she is the fastest learner I've ever met in my life. Like, you can show her something once, and a week later, she's already better at it than the person who taught her.
That's annoying.
It's so annoying. She picked up guitar in like 3 months. She taught herself Spanish during COVID. She switched careers from accounting to UX design in under a year.
Okay, Maya's a unicorn.
Right? But here's the thing. She didn't think it was special. She used to say, I just like learning stuff. And it took me telling her, like, Maya, that's not normal. That's a gift.
And see, that's the pattern we keep hitting. The person with the superpower is always the last person to know they have it.
Always.
So how does someone watching this figure out if fast learning is their thing?
Easy. Ask yourself, when you pick up something new, a hobby, a skill, a job, do people around you say, wow, you got that fast? If yes, that's a clue. Or do you find yourself getting bored easily because things stop being challenging quickly? Also a clue.
Boredom as a superpower signal. I love it.
Right? Sometimes your flaws are actually pointing to your strengths.
Okay, so let's give people something practical. If somebody's listening right now and they genuinely have no idea what their superpower is, what should they ask themselves?
Ooh, I have 3.
Let's hear them.
Okay, first question. What do people always come to me for? Like, what's the thing your friends, family, coworkers always ask for your help with? Advice on relationships, help fixing something, recommendations, career stuff. Because whatever that is, that's already your reputation. People have already figured out your superpower before you have.
That's such a good one.
Second question. What do I do when I lose track of time? Because when you're in flow, when you look up and 3 hours have passed, your brain is telling you something. That's the thing you're wired for.
That one's huge. Flow doesn't lie.
And third, what did I love doing as a kid before anyone told me what was useful? Because as a kid, you didn't care about money or careers or what's practical. You just did what felt right. And often, that childhood thing is a massive clue.
Whoa.
Right?
That last one got me. Because when I was a kid, I used to write stories. Like, I would fill notebooks with these little adventure stories. And somewhere around middle school, I just stopped. Because someone told me writing wasn't a real job.
And now look at what you do.
Now I literally make my living telling stories on a podcast.
The kid version of you knew.
The kid version of us always knows. We just stop listening.
Can I be real for a second?
Always.
I think a lot of people listening to this right now are going to think, yeah, this is nice, but I'm just average. I don't have a superpower. And I just want to say that feeling is the lie. That feeling is exactly what keeps you stuck.
Say it louder.
Like, I genuinely believe, and I'm not just saying this because it sounds good, I believe every single human being has at least one thing they do better than the average person. Every single one. You just have to look hard enough, and you have to stop comparing yourself to people who have different strengths.
Yeah, because here's the brutal truth. If you're trying to be good at someone else's superpower, you'll always feel average. You have to find yours.
Exactly. A fish trying to climb a tree is going to feel like a failure forever.
That's an Einstein quote, by the way.
Is it? I thought it just sounded smart.
You sounded smart. Good job.
Thank you. Accidentally Einstein.
Olivia, can I get a little deep for a second?
Please.
I think the reason this topic matters so much is because so many people walk through life feeling invisible, feeling replaceable, feeling like they don't have anything special to offer. And it's just not true. It's just that nobody ever told them, hey, this thing you do, that's rare. That matters.
Yeah.
So if you're listening to this and nobody's ever told you that, let us be the first. Whatever your thing is, your kindness, your patience, your humor, your ability to fix things, your ability to listen, your ability to lead, your ability to create. It matters. It's not small. And the world genuinely needs it.
That just gave me chills.
I meant it.
I know you did. Okay, so let's say someone listening just figured out what their superpower is, or they have a guess. What do they do next?
Great question. 3 things.
Hit me.
First, use it more often. Most people discover their strength
and then keep ignoring it because it doesn't feel like work. But here's the secret. The things that feel easy for you are exactly where your biggest growth is. Lean in. Don't avoid it because it feels too natural.
Yes.
Second, put it around the right people. If you're a creative person stuck in a job that crushes creativity, you'll burn out. If you're a natural leader stuck in a place where nobody listens to you, you'll get bitter. Your superpower needs the right environment. Find your people. Find your room.
That's so important.
And third, don't hide it to make other people comfortable. This one's huge. A lot of us shrink ourselves so we don't intimidate people or so we don't seem too much. Stop doing that. The world doesn't need a smaller version of you. It needs the full one.
Okay, that's going on a coffee mug.
Print it. Sell it. I want 20%.
Deal.
Ethan, before we wrap up, if you had to leave people with one thing, just one lesson from this whole conversation, what would it be?
Okay. I think it would be this. Your superpower isn't something you have to build. It's something you have to uncover. It's already there. It's been there since you were a kid. The work isn't becoming someone new. The work is unlearning all the noise that told you who you weren't supposed to be.
What about you?
Mine would be stop waiting for someone to give you permission. So many of us are walking around with these incredible gifts, waiting for somebody, a parent, a boss, a partner, a stranger on the internet to say, yes, you're allowed to be that. And nobody's coming. You have to give yourself that permission. Right now. Today.
That's beautiful.
I mean it.
I know you do. So, here's what I want everyone listening to do tonight. Before you go to sleep, just one little exercise. Ask yourself, what's the thing people thank me for the most? Don't overthink it. Just whatever pops into your head first. Write it down on your phone. That's your starting point. That's your clue.
I love that. It's so simple.
Simple, but powerful. And then over the next week, just notice. Notice when you feel alive. Notice when people compliment you. Notice when time disappears. Your superpower will start whispering.
It always does.
It always does.
And listen, to every person hearing this right now, you are not ordinary. I promise you, you are not replaceable. There is something about you that the world hasn't seen yet. Don't leave this planet without showing it.
That's the line. That's the line.
Okay, friends, that's our episode. Honestly, this was one of my favorite conversations we've had in a while.
Same. I feel like I learned something about myself recording this, which is wild.
That's the best kind of episode. So here's what we want you to do. Drop a comment and tell us what you think your superpower is, or what you're starting to suspect it might be. We read every single comment. Seriously.
Yeah, and we'll be hanging out in the comments after this drops, so come say hi.
And if this conversation helped you or made you think or just made you feel a little less alone today, please subscribe to the channel and turn on the bell so you don't miss the next one. It genuinely means the world to us.